day and night.
It's like fight or flight.
We have a constant prostitution enterprise, if you would.
That fear is there.
During the day you see it, but at night it's a whole different world where it's Gotham City.
Except it's Park Row Avenue in South Dallas, where neighbors say they've begged for help, but no one listens.
You have been so good to me.
What you hear is the cry of wanting better in a community that deserves it.
I had a long, dark drug addiction.
Louis Harrell leads that cry as the founder of the Men of Nehemiah, a Christian addiction treatment center in South Dallas.
It was about the weight, the responsibility of being a man.
These men are working to improve themselves and their community outside these gates.
This is where warfare happens.
And where the Men of Nehemiah use military discipline to meet the problems head on.
We march throughout the city, and we start here at ground zero, if you will.
The difference that 60 men make, the presence of men. We cut the grass. We continue today to just pick up paper.
David Woods is part of that group.
It's a lot different than it was a decade ago, but there's still work to be done.
The 1800 block of Park Row Ave, less than a mile from the historic South Boulevard Park Row. The block stretching roughly 800 feet, where you can see vacant lots and makeshift shelters outnumber homes. And you see drug activity with people appearing to sell sex to survive.
That's where it goes down.
Dallas police say crime is down across the city. But here, a pure nightmare.
You're able to hide it in North Dallas because everything is pristine. But down here, it's real, it's visible.
Day and night.
I mean, it's surprising to see 18-wheelers park on your residential street.
Community advocates Ms. Ruggs and Gio Aguilera see it too.
There's people you don't know in cars coming up. There's, drug deals, all kinds of different things going on.
It's shocking to see minivans by the truckload stop, and again, it's not one or two people in these vans, it's multiple people. What if they're being sex trafficked? What if they're endangered?
That fear of having to come home and walk into a circumstance or situation due to the fact of someone else's state.
So we went to see for ourselves. On the first day, used condoms and alcohol bottles.
It's just evil. It's just evil.
For hours, those believed to be sex workers walked up and down the block. And even more shocking, on the second day, in broad daylight, two people appearing to be engaged in sexual activity right in front of us. And another day, cameras catching this even as people drove by. That's just the daytime. At night, our cameras pinging nonstop as activity picks up.
It's something that's very resolvable with just a police presence.
Residents say they've called police repeatedly.
Other communities in Dallas will talk about response times. That doesn't exist here. We don't have response time. They don't come.
Through an open records request, we obtained the 911 call log from January 2024 to April 23, 2025. At least 45 calls were made to DPD. Over 20 show no police action. When we asked for the number of calls police responded to, records show just 2.
We can ensure that they have been taken care of and addressed.
So we sat down with DPD Deputy Chief Patricia Mora. She says DPD categorizes prostitution and open-air drug sales as quality of life issues.
You're looking at a lower priority call, which is going to take, again, on average, a little bit over 4 hours.
Majority of the calls here are listed as priority 2, which DPD defines as urgent. The others are priorities 3 and 4, with only one priority 1 call for a shooting.
Police officers are getting pulled in all different directions. I know a lot of people have heard, that we are lacking the manpower.
We need the Dallas Police Department to step it up.
Dallas City Councilman Adam Bazaldua representing this area.
My residents don't want to hear excuses, especially when I have seen the difference in response times in other parts of the city.
He says it's a lack in equity, with South Dallas being majority black and brown with higher concentrations of poverty.
I also have seen the difference in resources devoted to areas of the city where council members kiss the police's ass. And that's reality. Our city has done a really good job of neglecting South Dallas.
Our block is off the grid.
Out of sight and out of mind. And not just to advocates,
Nobody else look out for us but us.
but those working on the street too.
Like right now, this survival for me.
We spoke with a woman who says she works on Park Row to support her kids after leaving her husband.
The police don't care because of what we do. I do what I do because I have to right now. But that don't make me who I am.
She says it comes down to a lack of resources, like affordable housing.
By the time I get my check, I gotta save this check and this check to make rent. You know what I'm saying? Then once I save these 2 checks to make rent, what the we gonna eat?
What keeps you pushing?
My kids. If I ain't had them, I'd have been gay for a baby. No lie. Them 2 little girls is everything to me. That's why I keep my head up and I keep pushing.
It's heartbreaking because you absolutely want to meet people where they're at.
Which the community is doing themselves. Day and night.
We make our presence known. We deal with broken people.
I like to say the longer something falls, the faster it falls. And our society is just falling.
And it's the community choosing to pick it up. Simply because they deserve better.